Hey everybody, it's Mr. Cinema Junkie here with a quick review of the movie The Horde. This is a French zombie flick. The more French horror I see, the more I'm just convinced that they've just got it right. Um, this was a thoroughly enjoyable movie. It seems like the zombie genre has kind of taken a kick in the pants, and it just seems like a cheap way out for people to make horror movies, and it's become very evident in my Netflix instant queue. Um, they sound good, but when you start playing them, it's just really dumb as dirt and not very entertaining at all. They figure some rotting flesh effects, um, some simulated gnawing of someone's arm, and you got a zombie movie. It's a little more than that. Well, it was really refreshing to watch this movie. Basically, it kicks off with the funeral of what I'm assuming is a cop, and there's some talk from his widow and some of the other people at the funeral about some payback. And they assemble at an apartment complex that's pretty much abandoned. And they go to dole out some payback, and I believe to free somebody that's being held hostage there by a gang. Well, they infiltrate the place, but due to a slip up, they wind up getting captured themselves by this gang. And it is during this time that a complete and utter zombie outbreak happens. There's people running through the streets. You can see in the distance the city is being bombed. Flashes are going off everywhere. No one's really sure what's going on. Now, at first, my first reaction was, why is there a zombie outbreak? Everything was fine up until that point. Everything was just great up until that point. And then I started thinking, why? What happened? Did I miss something? Are they not going to explain this? But you know what? I got over that real fast because there was an ingenious movie years and years ago called Night of the Living Dead that really never explained why there was a zombie outbreak. They said there was a satellite or something that exploded and caused radiation to hit the earth. But did anyone really notice that? I mean, it wasn't really a solid explanation. And I just kind of went with it, and it was just fine. It was just fine. So anyways, it becomes a thing where these police officers and the gang have to kind of group together. Now, of course, not everyone's hip with that idea, but the facts remain that there's only about a handful of people, maybe about 8 people total. And they have to battle their way out of this apartment complex that is just overrun with zombies from the inside and zombies trying to break in. The gore factor in this one was moderate, but there was plenty where it needed it. There was a really good headshot scene with a shotgun. And there's this epic scene where this guy is battling a crowd of zombies. He's like right in the middle of them. He's on top of a car, and they're all surrounding him, and he's just gunning them down. When he runs out of ammo, he goes to the machete and just starts laying to waste everybody. And it is just a really, really cool scene. There's also a female officer who is pregnant, and her main thing is protecting her and the child at any cost. She doesn't care who she has to hurt, even if it's someone on her own side or supposedly one of her team. So yeah, she has that going on where she's not going to let anything stand in the way of her and the safety of her and her child. It's a pretty intense deal. It kind of put me in the mind of movies like Wreck or the original version of Quarantine, because they're in an apartment complex and they have to kind of fight their way downstairs and things like that. It kind of had that setting to it. But overall, just an awesome, incredible zombie flick. And I was a little tired when I watched it, so I wasn't really in the mood to read. But it does have the French language, which I prefer watching foreign movies in their original language and using the English subtitles, but my eyes were just too tired to focus, and if I would have tried to read through the whole movie, I would have lost a lot of what was going on. So I hit the English dub, and on that note, I wanted to say that the dub is not so bad. You've seen some movies where the English dubbing is just terrible. You can just tell it does not belong. This wasn't so bad. It wasn't distracting at all, not to me anyway. They got things to fit. Once in a while, you could tell that it was kind of an overdub and that the voice acting wasn't what it should be, but it wasn't terrible by any means. I'd give this one a solid 4 out of 5. Highly recommend it to everyone. If you're into zombie movies, this is definitely the movie for you. Anyone who's a fan of horror in general might want to check this one out. Add it to your list. I rented it through Netflix, but it's not on their instant streaming. Not yet, anyway. It's definitely one that I want to purchase, and I want to add to my collection. So, yes, The Horde. Check it out ASAP. And if you've seen it, comment below. Tell me what you thought of it. And also comment, rate, subscribe to the video. And also give me a little feedback on the opening deal for this video. I'm thinking of tagging that onto my reviews and videos that I do. Not the random videos, not the little shout outs and stuff, but videos like this, unpackaging, thing like that. I want to use that opening video deal that I made. So let me know what you think of that also. Till next time, this is Mr. Cinema Junkie, and I thank you all for watching, and keep it brutal.